What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and in this video we are going to be talking about one of the most iconic villains in the entire Dragon Ball franchise, the Galactic Overlord Frieza. As a kid, I was a massive fan of Dragon Ball Z when it first aired in North America in the early 2000s, and Frieza always stuck with me as the most memorable villain. I thought that the Frieza saga was the most interesting saga, and I still remember when Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan for the very first time during his final showdown with Frieza on Namek. As soon as that episode ended, I ran straight to my friend's house to share the experience with him, and that was definitely the highlight of the entire series for me. Now that the Galactic Tyrant is back and stronger than ever in Dragon Ball Super, we thought it would be a good idea to make a video explaining all of his many forms and transformations. Be sure to let me know who your favorite villains are in the Dragon Ball franchise down below. If you would like to see more videos about the Dragon Ball universe on this channel, be sure to smash that like button like it was Krillin's face. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And now let's get into it. Not only is Frieza a member of a powerful race, but he is also a mutant with an incredibly high level of power, which makes him and his family by far the most powerful members of their mysterious race. Frieza especially had such immense amounts of natural power that he never had to actually train or overcome any major challenges, and yet he still became one of the most powerful beings in the entire universe. In fact, before the rise of the Super Saiyans, the only being that Frieza could not challenge in the entirety of Universe 7 was Beerus, the god of destruction himself. It is also interesting to note that without Frieza, none of the events of the entire Dragon Ball franchise would ever have happened. It was due to Frieza's policies and actions that Kakarot was sent to Earth before the destruction of his home planet, setting all of the events of the entire series into motion. The Dragon Ball series creator Akira Toriyama was partially inspired to create Frieza by the actions of predatory real estate investors in Japan, except instead of taking over homes and businesses, Frieza took control of entire planets, and his empire is believed to have encompassed over 400 different planets. And now for the transformations. In the world of Dragon Ball, transforming is the ability to take on a different physical form that allows access to higher levels of power. Frieza has multiple forms and transformations, both organic and artificial, and we will discuss them all here. In his very first form, Frieza looks like a small pink and purple demon with a long tail and horns. He is also primarily seen in his hoverpod or flying chair, and to me as a kid watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time, Frieza's appearance in his first form combined with his voice in the English dub reminded me of an evil old lady. But that only made him even scarier when we realized the extent of his power. And of course, even in this form and sitting comfortably in his hoverpod, he was able to destroy all of planet Vegeta without any trouble using his supernova death beam. His power level in this form is known to be 530,000. To put that into perspective, think about how shocked Vegeta was when he saw that Goku's power level had reached over 8,000 or 9,000 in the English version. By contrast, Frieza's power level in his first and weakest form is more than 60 times higher than Goku's at that point. But that is only scratching the surface of Frieza's true power. In his second form, Frieza turns into a hulkish version of his first form. He becomes taller and far more muscular, and he sheds his artificial armor as it can no longer contain his massive frame. In this form, Frieza's power level doubles to over 1 million. Frieza's third form makes him look less human and more alien. His head becomes elongated and his face changes so that he no longer has a nose. It's pretty safe to say that this form was directly inspired by the alien from the Alien movie franchise. In this form, Frieza is known to use the crazy finger beam attack, which allows him to fire multiple death beams at once in rapid succession, causing incredible damage. But even this terrifying form does not represent the true extent of Frieza's power. Then we arrive at Frieza's final form, or at least we think it's his final form at this point. In this final form, Frieza goes back to a smaller size and he loses his horns. This is his true form, the form that he was actually born in. And unlike Super Saiyans who reach higher forms in order to become stronger, Frieza created his previous 3 forms as a way of lowering and conserving his power, because in his true form he is so strong that being in it for a long time will drain his stamina. But even in this final form, Frieza is able to hold back much of his power. He fights Goku at only 50% of his ultimate power until Goku first turns into a Super Saiyan. At 50% strength in his final form, Frieza's power level is 60 million. And at 100% strength, his power level reaches an incredible 120 million according to the Dragon Ball Encyclopedia. Due to the fact that he never had to use it since all of his previous opponents were far too weak, Frieza never learned to master his final form. The reason Super Saiyan Goku is able to defeat him on Namek is that Frieza allows himself to take too much damage before reaching 100% strength, and this weakens his body so that when he does reach 100% power, he is unable to stay at that level for long. For this reason, his body eventually becomes overwhelmed, and the fact that he never bothered to train and master his true form is the primary reason why Goku is ultimately able to defeat Frieza. After his defeat on Namek, Frieza is on the brink of death, but he is found in his severely injured state by his father King Cold and infused with cybernetic parts which not only save his life but also make him even stronger than he was before. Frieza feels so humiliated and angry after his defeat to Goku that he sets out for Earth to get revenge as soon as his recovery is complete. It is believed that in his mecha form, Frieza is powerful enough to generate a death ball that is 10 times stronger than the one he used to destroy the planet Namek. But we do not get to see Mecha Frieza in action for long, because once he arrives on Earth, he is quickly destroyed by Future Trunks. After his death at the hands of Future Trunks, Frieza is eventually revived by his henchmen using the power of the Dragon Balls. Still obsessed with getting revenge against Goku and now back in his organic body, Frieza actually dedicates himself to training in order to get stronger, and as a result he becomes the first person to unlock the ultimate form of his race, the Golden form. Golden Frieza is taller than his previous form, and his body is now covered in an organic golden armor. This form is even stronger than his original final form, and his power surpasses the Super Saiyan Blue forms of Goku and Vegeta. However, it quickly becomes clear that Frieza cannot sustain himself in his golden form for a long period of time. His golden form expends so much energy that it drains his stamina, which eventually forces him to revert back to his true form. Even though he is able to attain incredible power in his golden form, especially when he becomes angry, he simply cannot control it effectively. As was the case during his battle with Super Saiyan Goku on Namek, it appears that Frieza did not train enough in his final form to be able to control it. He was too anxious to exact his revenge on Goku, and he didn't take the time to perfect his golden form, and this once again leads to his defeat. This is a lesson that the Dragon Ball series teaches us over and over again. People like Frieza who are born with power and never face big challenges get cocky. They get complacent and this leads to their downfall. On the other hand, the Saiyans who must face challenges and battle more powerful opponents throughout their lives become stronger as a result of these challenges, and this allows them to win out in the end. Well, as long as they have a god of destruction and time travel on their side. Devastated after yet another defeat, Frieza dedicates his time in hell to training in order to master his golden form. Through exhaustive mental training, he learns to control and focus his immense energy, which allows him to become a better fighter and reach even greater levels of power in his golden form. Frieza calls this state True Golden Frieza, his golden form after he is able to master it in order to unlock its full potential. We are yet to witness the true extent of his power, but we can look forward to that during the Universe Survival Saga in Dragon Ball Super, and who knows, maybe even beyond that. And that is it. All of Frieza's forms and transformations in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. There are additional transformations that he can attain in storylines that are not in continuity with the main story, such as in the Dragon Ball Z video games, but for the purposes of this video, I thought it would be best to stick to the main story of the anime. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to go supernova on that like button, and if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, feel free to let me know what type type of Dragon Ball related videos you would like to see in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!